Hey everyone, Arthur here. Welcome to Kickstarter Projects Live Now, a monthly series highlighting the best projects worth looking into and backing, or just getting to know them and putting on your radar. This time we have some pretty important titles, especially for those of us with unsatisfied nostalgia for a proper RPG-style Paper Mario game, or that distinctive and addictive exploration gameplay of Heroes of Might and Magic, and most importantly, freaking F-Zero, that has been 20 years absent from our lives. So alright, let's get to the games. Welcome to the channel, this is From the Void. Okay, up first we have Flynt Buckler Wakes Up the Sleepy Castle. This is clearly going for that Paper Mario feeling, but it is returning to the roots of that series with proper RPG battles and progression, as opposed to whatever this is. I mean, don't take me wrong, I actually enjoyed the last two Paper Marios, Color Splash and Origami King, but I'd much rather have a proper RPG like Thousand Year Door. Much rather. The presentation is sharp, it is going for that old school cartoon style that is trending a lot recently. The music complements the visuals pretty nicely, and I gotta say, I'm digging the environments here. It's bringing me back to the N64 Paper Mario for some reason. The exploration is looking particularly interesting, with the helper characters having special abilities to be used outside of battle as well, and in battle it's all turn-based, very similar to the old school Paper Marios, with a wide variety of abilities, including the special ones that have a mini-game requirement, which I enjoy. This one in particular reminds me of Undertale. It's all looking splendid, really. I'm looking forward to Flynt Buckler for sure, and it is a sure thing because it's already funded with weeks left in the campaign as of the making of this video. You can still help out to see the remaining stretch goals, though the already revealed ones are a bit underwhelming. Flynt Buckler Wakes Up the Sleepy Castle is coming to pretty much all platforms: Switch, Steam, PlayStations 4 and 5, and Xbox One and Series, and it's scheduled for a March 2024 release. Next is Sandwalkers. This is only kind of similar to Heroes of Might and Magic. Not sure how many of you were into that series back in the day, but I was a major fan of Heroes 2 and 3, and I've missed this kind of gameplay, especially the exploration side of it, which is what this game has in a very similar way. They even cite Heroes as a major inspiration for Sandwalkers. You move with your caravan in a hexagonal-shaped grid map, and doing so spends your resources. So you need to find areas in the map that allow you to gather resources to keep going. Otherwise, your characters start losing their health due to hunger and thirst. It's a pretty cool exploration factor here. You feel the urgency of the situation in the gameplay itself. It's quite interesting. The game has a demo out on Steam, by the way. That's how I know how it feels to play. It deviates from the Heroes formula on the battles. Instead of controlling platoons plus a hero with magical spells, the battles here are regular turn-based RPG with up to 4 characters on your party. There are many other characters to recruit, and if one dies, they're gone for good, so high stakes. I enjoyed the demo a lot. The progression of the story, with many choices to make, reminds me of Disco Elysium in structure, which is a good thing as well. This is doing everything right from what I can tell. The pixel animations in battle are also pretty awesome in my opinion. Sandwalkers is yet to be 100% funded as I make this video, but it's very close, over 70% so far, so you can effectively help give that final nudge. The $20 tier will give you a digital version of the game, and this project also offers a physical version, as they have partnered up with Red Art Games games, which also adds an extra layer of credibility to the project, which is great. The physical tier is expensive though, going for 70 bucks. The game is coming for Switch, Steam, PlayStations 4 and 5, and Xbox One and Series. But apparently the physicals are not coming to the Xbox consoles. One thing to add is that all backers will be rewarded with exclusive skins and beasts for the Tamer class, which is cool. Sandwalkers is scheduled for a June 2023 release. Now moving on to the most important one in my opinion, Aero GPX. I already talked about this one twice actually, I'm sorry, I promise this is the last time. Well, until it comes out, of course. But I couldn't not add it to the list, as this is one of my most anticipated games in production, period. Aero GPX is strikingly similar to F-Zero X, the N64 one, which is my favorite. It has all the major features, the boost, the combat maneuvers, like the spin and the dash to the sides, as well as the roller coaster nature of the racetracks. But it adds one really cool feature that ramps up the craziness and excitement a lot, the aerial racing sections, adding a third dimension to the controls, which feels awesome combined with the regular racing. On top of that, the dev added a number of new mechanisms like the drill dive, which is fantastic, and the spin grind against the walls, also amazing, and some more complicated ones like the hyper slide. I covered this game in more detail when I played the demo of it, which is open to the public by the way, so I would redirect you to that video if you want to learn more about it. But suffice it to say that this is shaping up to become one of the best futuristic racing games ever. I'm stoked for this, truly. So do consider helping out the project on Kickstarter, despite it being 100% funded, because some of the stretch goals are pretty meaningful, like adding more cars and racers, as well as a new area, presumably with several new racetracks. A $20 pledge will get you a digital copy of the game on Steam, which is by the way the only platform confirmed so far, but the dev said in an interview recently that he really wants to bring it to consoles, especially the Switch, but cannot promise anything at this time because it has not been greenlit on other platforms, so it's not in the scope of the Kickstarter. I'm betting it will be released on Steam first and on other platforms later. Aero GPX is scheduled for March 2024. And that's it for the best Kickstarter projects live now. Only 3 this time, it is what it is. I looked into a bunch more, but only these 3 are looking really promising. There is no cap for these videos. If only one game is worth talking about, that's the only one I will feature, and if tens of games are remarkable, I'll feature them all. Cause that's the goal here. From the Void is all about highlighting the great but lesser known games that are not being talked about nearly enough. If you appreciate that mission, you can help by donating $1 or more through Patreon. This channel is partially funded by you, the viewers. I want to thank everyone that is already chipping in to the Patreon, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.